So of course 4chan is talking about me. They always do. The members desperately want me back, but of course the moderators can't afford to bring me back because then it will basically destroy their entire ideology. Their morality is in question and is in severe lockdown if they bring me back, because they have to assert this position that they have the right to ban people and to keep them off forever for whatever reason because they own the forum and it's their land and all this other bullshit. And that is the tenets of what we're facing here. And this is why I choose to focus on video games, because when I think about how, forum moderators act and they ban people and they think they have some kind of right to do it because it's their forum, it comes down to this basic morality of, do you have the right to initiate violence against somebody because you own something? For all the talk of the non-force principle and how capitalism is consensual and how, if we just had free markets, everyone would mutually agree to work for monetary gain, it is all bullshit. What it comes down to is that if you own something, you get to use force against people because you own something. You get to use force to keep people off that something. You get to use force to make people work if they're working under you or something, etc. And this is just the internet. The internet is an unlimited scope of information. Theoretically, I could go anywhere on the internet, but it doesn't work out that way because, every time I try to go somewhere, I get banned or some bullshit. And I shouldn't have to deal with that. If I want to post somewhere, I should be able to post somewhere. If you don't like what I'm posting, don't talk to me. How hard is that? You could just as easily ignore me. I can't be in multiple places at once. So if you don't like the conversation I'm bringing up, or you don't like the way I'm presenting myself in the conversation, don't converse with me. It's that simple. But to stop me from being able to converse with others is violence. It is terrorism. It is criminal behavior, and it should not be tolerated. And that is the basic bread and butter of capitalism. That somehow none of that matters. The rationality doesn't matter. The initiation of force doesn't matter. The fact that you could just as easily ignore me doesn't matter. They believe they have a right to hurt other people because of ownership. And that is why I am a communist. That is why I fight against them specifically. I don't focus on all these other issues like Occupy Wall Street does, or, these democratic socialists do, or any of that. Because I worry about the internet. That is something that I can, in my lifetime, do something about. That is something that affects me personally. That is something I care deeply about. And therefore, I'm going to devote my time to that. And it comes down to this. If on the internet you can be pushed around and banned and treated like shit and people feel entitled to it, how do you think they're going to act in real life when they use actual land and have actual guns and your life is in actual danger? If they feel they can do that to you in an idea setting, what will happen to you in a physical setting where real consequences are tangible and affect you physically for life? That is something you need to think about, because don't think that just because it's on the internet, it doesn't affect you in the real world. They do the same thing in the real world where, they can just plow the landscape and own the land, and then you better ascribe to this idea of working for whatever piddly wage they give you, or ascribe to their ridiculous rules, or you will be summarily executed, or something to that effect. Maybe you'll just be thrown in the street and starved to death. Or maybe you'll be thrown in jail and rot in prison. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The point is that they believe that they can use force to get their way because they're the owners. That is their argument. They have no basis for it. It's not based on reason. It's not based on compassion. It's not based off progress. It's just this childish antic of mine, 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 and that they can do whatever they want because of that idea of mine. And that is a wrong idea. It is a spiritually poisonous idea that is killing people. It is killing people in the third world. It is killing people domestically. It is killing the spirit of people that want to invent and want to help. It is killing the idea of freedom of speech. It is killing the idea of just freedom to interact and socialize with other people and expand your social circle. It is killing so many and hurting so many because you want to own something, because you want to be in charge and you want this magical crown on your head. You are a fucking psychopath. And that is why many communists throughout history have not given any leeway to these people. And anytime they've compromised and allowed the ownership of property, it has always ended up badly. That is why Stalin said that capitalists will sell us the rope we hang them with. Because he knew what they were like, and at the same time he still compromised, and that is why the Soviet Union collapsed. It did not collapse because of corruption of the state. It collapsed because of corruption of people. It collapsed because of the idea of property ownership, and whether that be the oligarchs of bureaucrats that think they own it because they are the state and the state knows best, or whether it is the private individual that is the entrepreneur and all this other bullshit. It is the idea of ownership that is wrong. And the only reason that I am so passionately a state communist is because that I believe with a big enough state we can suffocate these other classes, these higher classes than us, and then eventually integrate the state with the people to where there's no differentiation. There is no separation of people and the state. It becomes one and the same. And then that is truly a cooperative co-op society that lives in solidarity and co-owns everything. Nobody goes without ownership. Nobody goes without say or authority. Everyone is on equal terms and equal grounds. And some would say, oh, well, that's idealistic. Maybe it is, but it's a good idealistic. It is better than ascribing to this idea that someone has the right to, piss all over you and to treat you like shit, and you work so hard and you get nothing out of it. I learned my lesson the first time when I used to work on TV tropes, and I used to make damn good tropes. If you knew TV tropes, and they have these memes like, I guess I won't be sleeping tonight because I'm looking at TV tropes, you should be saying, I won't be sleeping tonight because Jim Prophet took the time to write a decent wiki page, because lazy ass fat motherfucker Fast Eddie doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit for that website. He doesn't make the wiki pages. He doesn't make innovation. He only owns it, and by owning it, he dictates who can and can't write wiki pages, while someone like Jim Prophet, who takes pride in his work, and takes pride in the idea of a wiki page that focuses on fiction, and invoking all these different ideas within fiction that you notice and see a pattern forming, and wants to make that visible, and it's an interesting concept that, fictions have a method about them, and that you can pinpoint these methods, and maybe it could help you pursue your own fictional writing, or even in real life circumstances. And then he bans me because he didn't like something I said. Mind you, this is the freak that thinks saying weeboo is a racial slur. He is out of his mind, and he should be hanged on a rope as Stalin said. I would love to see the day where guys like Fast Eddie were hanged on a fucking tree branch, and little kids had piñata sticks and beat the shit out of his dead body. That would be wonderful, because he is a sick motherfucker. He has no reason to exist in this world, and he contributes nothing. All he knows is violence, hate, and debauchery. And that's just the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is that he does not care about the ideas and the innovation of his website. He only cares that he has something he can own, and he has something that he can dictate, and that he has something that other people are forced to jerk him off to, or else they get banned. Ooh, you're so scary. You can ban people. As if I couldn't just bypass your ban with an IP address and wipe my ass with your rules. Or better yet, maybe I should just fucking DDoS you and hack your fucking site, and then there is no TV Tropes website at all. And it's very easy to do that. So, all of this power struggle and conflict and ownership and mine, it's all bullshit. It only exists because we allow it to exist, because we tolerate it. Either because we believe in that idea ourselves, and that, we'll fight harder to own something, and then we can dictate other people, and, or because we figure it's not worth it. We figure, we got better things to do, or maybe we're afraid of lawful repercussions, or whatever. The point is, most people do not get involved because they're ambivalent. They just, figure, oh well. And then there's some people that want to get involved, but they're scared to. They're not proud enough in themselves. They're not confident enough in their own abilities to fight back. And then there are some people that authentically believe in this shit and want to own land or some concept of land on the internet themselves so that they can be tyrannical buttholes too. And it's madness. It's pure insanity. And this idea that somehow I should have to pull myself up from the bootstraps and blah blah blah, I'm not falling for it. Every time somebody says, if you don't like it, own your own forum, why should I have to? I worked fucking hard on TV Tropes. If anybody owns TV Tropes, it's me. But I do not want to invoke the idea of ownership. I only wanted to make good wiki pages. I wanted to help other people improve their writing abilities for wiki pages, and I wanted to converse with other people. Who are you to stop me from doing that? And why shouldn't I put a gun to your head and blow your brains out for it? Because you have initiated violence against me. Anything I do to you to this point is self-defense, and I truly believe that. So, where is your logic? Where is your reason? Where is your morality? You are putrid scumbags. Everyone on TV Tropes is a little scumbag vermin that should be squashed. They should be crushed under the heel of the state. The state is a boot, and they are like a little roach that needs to go splat. So that is the gist of the matter. The gist of the matter is Fast Eddie does not contribute a goddamn thing, and yet somehow it is the wiki writers that have to step on eggshells and tiptoe around, or else they invoke his wrath. Don't tell me about fucking ownership. Don't tell me about how I need to just make my own website, because that is never going to stop. No matter how hard I work, no matter how creative or intelligent I am, there will always be somebody else telling me what to do. There will always be somebody else initiating violence against me, and there will always be the majority to say that that is okay, or completely ignore it and just look the other way to that violence committed against me. I don't owe you a goddamn thing, and you need to stop initiating violence against me before I lose my fucking mind and start initiating violence against you and your family and everybody you ever encountered and ruin your fucking life. That is the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is that we only put up with this shit either out of fear, out of ignorance, or just because we got something better going on. And when moderators realize that, I think they'll back the fuck off. Because those people are too lazy, too stupid, and too fat and docile to ever go any further than the initiated violence of their moderator position. So that's all I have to say.